Shalom, this is Shir Sherbo coming to you from Sfat, Israel, and today we are looking over the city of Meron. So welcome to Torah for the Nations. I don't know if you have ever worked with someone that was so different than you, their way of thinking, their way of implementing the plan of what needed to be done at your job was so different than yours on two totally different pages that you finally just had to part ways. You just could not work together. Well, that's kind of what's been going on in our Torah portion. The plan was that Esau and Jacob would work together to build this family for God. But they were fighting in their mother's womb. And so where the story picks up today is the brothers have been apart for 22, 23 years, and they meet up again, and we see that still they could not be any more different. Esau comes with his 400 men. And Jacob comes with his 11 kids and one on the way. And so you can see that their place in life, their priorities, their mission is just totally different. And so when Esau says to Jacob, do you want to travel together? Jacob says, no, you go ahead. I have to go slow. And everybody that has kids knows what he's talking about. If you've ever taken a trip when you were single and then tried to take that same trip with a family, you might as well just a 2-hour trip's going to be 4 or 5 hours, and that's just the way it is. And so this is the message that we learn from Jacob. He was all about investing in the future. He was all about teaching the children, building a foundation. Jacob was more into the infinite things, and Esau was more finite. Esau was about quantitative. Jacob was qualitative. The words that we attach with Esau is might and power and quick and right now and force. And Jacob's more like, let's go slow. Let's invest in the future. Let's raise a family. Let's teach the children. Let's build a foundation, So let's pour into these infinite souls. So it's two different worldviews that really cannot work together. And so our forefather Jacob tells us, if we choose to have a family, if we choose to raise children and consider that the most important job in the world, to teach them, to train them up, that we can't expect all of a sudden to go quick and to go as fast as we did when we were single and to try to force anything, to force them to fit into our schedule. It's like, just relax, just go slow. It's not going to happen, and be okay with it. Change your expectations and just know that it's worth it. These kids, he was raising this large family. He had sheep, he had cattle. He knew if he had rushed them, if he had pushed them to go faster than they were able to go and expect more for them than they were able to give, it would have been the death of them. So Jacob, the last thing you want to do is be on a time schedule and lose your patience and start talking in a certain tone of voice. And so Jacob, our forefather, is just let Esau be Esau. Let him do what he's doing with his 400 men, his worldview, whatever he's doing. But Jacob was all about the family. He was all about pouring into children. And he said, you know what? We got to go slow. This is only going to work when we go slow, when we meet their needs, and he just accepted that. So that's our message of the week from our forefather Jacob. You're doing the most important job in the world, that infinite job, that job of pouring into souls and teaching them and building a foundation and just raising the next generation, and it's just totally fine to go slow. All right, that's our message of the week. Shabbat Shalom.